One of your biggest expenses in retirement might just be taxes. In fact, it might be your biggest expense. In today's video, you're going to see a real case study. I'm going to show you how you can save hundreds of thousands of dollars in taxes. This is not Ozark style like the Netflix TV show. Okay, this is perfectly legal stuff. Just want to make sure you don't pay a dime more than you need to in taxes. So our dumb joke is we're all about being patriotic, just not to the point you pay more in taxes than you need to. My name is Taublieb. I'm a certified financial planner. I'm the host of the Early Retirement Podcast, and I'm the vice president here at Root. Now let's get started. By the way, if you're looking for information on a secure retirement before 65, you're in the right spot. I invite you to subscribe. If you want guidance on investing, tax strategy, estate planning, healthcare, the whole shebang. Now let's get going. So I'm going to walk you through a real couple. This couple is trying to retire early. They came to me going, I want to make sure I'm not doing anything incorrectly. I think I'm in a good spot, but I'm not sure. Is there anything specifically regarding taxes that I need to be aware of? And that is the difference, by the way, with a lot of the work that we do. It's not simply buy this stock. It's here's the tax strategy, whether it be a Roth conversion, tax gain harvesting, donor advised fund. What can we do to minimize your tax bill so that you don't get crushed both today and in the future? A lot of you are familiar with required minimum distributions, RMDs, and for most of you, that's going to begin at age 75. What that means is whether or not you've invested well or poorly, if that money keeps growing in a pre-tax account like a 401k or an IRA, eventually the government forces you to take some money out of it. And once it starts, it doesn't stop. And so what happens is you invest really, really well, your Social Security gets turned on, all of a sudden, you're now forced to take out more than you even need. And that causes you to get taxed at the highest marginal rate. I'm going to show you how to protect against that, which might be one of your biggest expenses in retirement. So here's a real case study so you can understand the people that we're working with. So you can see right here, this particular couple, they only had $25,000 in cash. They were comfortable with it. They have $1.5 million in their investment accounts between IRAs, 401ks, Roth IRAs, and a small brokerage account. And then they have a home with about $95,000 left on their mortgage. Now, this particular couple, they are 60 and 57. I changed the names for security reasons, but 60 and 57, they want to retire early. They wanted to know specifically on the tax side what they need to do to make sure they're not paying any more than they need to. So this is the important graph when it comes to distributions and conversions. This software is really good at executing this, but there's a lot of them out there. What I don't want you to do is look at this, miss one assumption, and pay way more in tax than you need to. And I've seen nightmare situations. So I'm going to explain what we're looking at through my dumb, dopey joke. And I know it's dopey for a reason. It's going to make you all remember it. A lot of you already know it, but it's my cauliflower example, where what I ask my clients to do is to eat a little bit of cauliflower, so you're not forced to only eat cauliflower or a lot of it in the future. That's the premise of a Roth conversion. You're intentionally paying a little bit in taxes or eating a little bit of cauliflower to avoid eating a ton of cauliflower in the future. No one loves vegetables, but I want to make sure you're not going, oh my gosh, I'm avoiding all vegetables. And then in the future, you don't get to eat really anything but vegetables. So the premise here is here's a couple that's still working. So they're bringing in a good amount of income, but what's going to happen is they're going to retire. And so here they are, they're going to probably retire. And if they retire at 64, for example, or it could be 63 or 62, or one of them stops working earlier than the other, what's going to happen is their income is going to drop. And when their income drops, that's actually an opportunity. Most people go, no, this is awesome. I pay taxes my whole life. Now I don't have to pay a lot. That's awesome. I don't want you to take that approach. I want you to go, wait a second. Yes, my income's dropped, but now I have an opportunity while my income's really low before those distributions begin, before Social Security and other income sources begin, to take advantage of these years. So the premise here is here's a couple that all of a sudden they're going to retire, their income's going to be really low. There's sometimes a little hump here, which is them maybe spending a little bit extra on travel, not forever, but just for a portion of years. And by the way, I want them to. I want them to go spend more money. I'm not saying, hey, don't go have fun so we can do tax strategy. I'm saying go have fun, go live your dream life. In light of that, let's do good tax strategy. So the premise here is they're going to get crushed in taxes. And what this means is they're going to be forced to take out way more than they need. They're going to be in their 80s, 90s, paying way more in taxes. It's going to crush them. So they're still going to be okay. Okay, I'm going to pause. One client told me, They said, Ari, I knew I was successful once I had required minimum distributions greater than what I needed. And that's a cool way of looking at it, because some of you are going, oh my gosh, they're so angry right now. Government's forcing me to take out more money than I'll even need in the future. It's going to get taxed like crazy. Yes, it will, but it's because you invested so well. There's millions of people that would love to have this problem. Now, just because it's a problem, it doesn't mean we don't address it, but just always good perspective. So the point here, there's some really important levers down here we're going to talk about. So first of all, these different lines here, guys, these are the tax brackets. So this is the 10% tax bracket. This is the 12%. This is the 22. This is the 24. So I'm turning off the big ones up here, like 35%. So you can kind of compare in a nice, easy way to see it. So the first thing here, guys, this terminal tax rate, this is saying what's the tax rate that your children would have to pay. So let's assume your child's a doctor and they're going to be in a really healthy tax bracket. Well, if you have $1 million and you pass away, that's going to be inherited by them, and they're going to have to pay taxes at their highest tax bracket. So you have to be careful here. This should be included in your planning. Now, if you're in California like me, between federal and state, there's no reason you wouldn't be at 30% here. You could certainly be higher than that as well, but you want to make sure that this lever is involved in your planning. It's not one of those things that should cause you to lose sleep, but you should be strategic. So you're wondering, okay, great, how much could Roth conversion save me? Well, if you, for example, filled up just the 10% bracket, this couple, it would be the equivalent of saving $184,000, meaning what they're doing is they're intentionally going to pay a little bit in taxes today to avoid paying a lot in the future, and that savings, this is the tax savings that's being a result of that. Another way of thinking about it is like this. Let's assume you bought Apple stock for $1. Now it grows to $10. That's great. But if it's all in your IRA, when you take the money out, it's as if you just made money. It's ordinary income taxes. That's the system we have in the US. Now, what if you bought it for $1 and it grew to $10 in your IRA, but then it fell to $5? You bought it for $1, it grew to $10, now it's worth $5. At $5, you do a Roth conversion. You pay a little bit in taxes to move that $5 from an IRA to a Roth IRA. Now, when it moves back to 10, because it will at some point, well, all that growth is now tax-free. You now have an account that grew, and as it grows, you don't pay any more tax along the way. You can take it out, it grow to $1 million, and you're never paying any tax on that ever again. So what you don't want to do is go, oh my gosh, that's amazing, let's convert all of it. That's a big mistake. A lot of people do that. What you want to do is be strategic. So you can see, maybe you want to fill up the 10% bracket. Maybe, watch what happens if we fill up the 12% bracket. Wow. $600,000 more dollars. What if we keep going? What if we fill up the 22% bracket? Oh my God, north of $1 million. Guys, these are real numbers that can be added through quality Roth conversions. Now watch what happens if I go, oh my God, it's awesome, let's do a ton. Well, oh my gosh, what you see here, guys, it would be better that you did nothing at all. You'd have $800,000 fewer dollars. And a lot of people make this mistake of going, oh my gosh, these conversions are so cool. Let me execute this. And it can break their retirement as well. So you need to be really strategic as to how you do this. And then you need to be aware of, hey, if something happened to me and someone inherited these dollars, what tax bracket might they be in? This is the really simple analysis of how does a Roth conversion work? What's the potential savings? And this particular couple, if you look at them, you can see here, what are their goals? It's fairly straightforward. It's, hey, they want to retire before 65. They're thinking 62. They want to spend $5,000 a month. They want to spend extra on travel, like very reasonable. Some of you might go, hey, that's not enough. I want to spend $8,000 or $10,000 a month. So I'm going to leave you guys with my dumb final summary here. Okay, not dumb. This is a good one, actually. But I shared this with a client recently. A client came to me, said, Ari, I want to do Roth conversion. I get it. I saw the video. Help me out. Let's do it. I said, okay. Just tell me how much you want to spend on travel in a dream world. I want you to paint to me your dream world, regardless. You have $1 gazillion. What would you do? They go, I'd travel. I would do this. And my mom's not in good health, so I'd do this stuff with her as well. I'd say, okay, great. Good to know. Then they go, Ari, but I told you I wanted the Roth conversion analysis. Would you please give it to me? I go, yes. So I built out this whole analysis. It was kind of fun for me. I kind of overdid it, and I tend to do that. So I built this whole analysis, and then I said, okay, it was like 40 pages or something like that. So I sent it to them. I go, guys, before you even open this up, okay, don't get scared, guys, but we need to do Roth conversions. They're like, I know. That's why I came to you. I go, okay. You also need to do them sooner than later because brackets are changing. So if we take advantage of it now, you're going to get a better rate. It's going to save you more. They're like, yeah, I know. I get that. I go, you're also going to get crushed by RMDs later. Don't forget. That's why we're doing that. They go, all right, are you like not listening to me? I get that. I go, cool. So I want you to go read this, flip to the last page. What does it say? So like, I'm waiting. They're like, I'm reading the, go to the last page. I go, what does it say? As if I don't know, they go, it says 0. So like, where's the typo? Or, did your assistant mess this up or what? I go, no, I did it. Why 0? I go, I want you to do 0. They're like, but you just said I'm going to get crushed by taxes. I go, you're going to get annihilated. They go, but you also said I should do it earlier than later because the brackets change. I go, you should. Then why 0? I go, because I know you. I know your energy. I know your health. I know what you shared with me. And I would rather you spend $70,000 more on a trip with your mom that you were just telling me about with the biggest smile I've ever seen. And because of how early you're retiring, we have plenty of time to execute conversions and we're actually not in a rush. Now, if you were coming to me going, I want to retire at 64, I'd go, different conversation here and based on your spending. But you are in such a comfortable spot to retire early that what I don't want you to do is try to save pennies when there are $100 bills to be made. And we can easily do that because of how early you're retiring, because of what's called your tax planning window. You have time. Social Security is not getting turned on for a little bit. They go, but the brackets are changing. We need to take advantage of that. I go, it's a common mistake. Tax brackets are changing, but they're changing in a way that's not going to impact you because you already have X amount coming in through rental income, meaning the brackets that we're trying to fill up, we need to take advantage of these brackets down here. We have a long planning window. Don't go pay 25% federally in taxes. What if we're more strategic? What if, because of how long of a window we have, we intentionally paid a little bit in taxes along the way? Fill up the 12%. Yeah, fill up the 15%. Okay, how many years can we fill up the 15%? Oh, markets went down? Maybe it makes sense to do another conversion. Take advantage of that. So when the growth occurs, it's tax-free. This is real planning. It's not simply put the numbers in the spreadsheet. What does the finances say? It's, hey, that's important. And in light of that, do good tax planning work. So don't let the tax tail wag the life dog. Hopefully this was a helpful, quick analysis for you guys. The point here is if you're just doing tax planning, that's not planning. If you're just doing investments, that's not planning. If you're just doing withdrawal, that's not planning. It has to be holistic. So the tax, the investment, the withdrawal, the health insurance, the estate planning, all of that creates real planning. So hopefully this video was helpful, answering a lot of questions that you may have had, a little head trash in the back of your head of, hey, am I in a good spot? How does someone actually do this? So if you're looking for a holistic strategy, it's what we love to do, and I invite you to reach out. You can see in the description that you can apply to work with us. And finally, if, once again, this video was helpful, please do like this video and share it with someone you want to retire early with. Love you guys.